Do you know your audience? Do you know my audience? Stay tuned to find out. So, what is an audience? Well, the definition of audience is the people being reached by a book, film, or radio, or television programming. Looking at this definition, we see that people are being reached, and in the church, your congregation is your audience. When a pastor speaks, the pastor is speaking to his audience in his church. So, first we need to know who our audience is. Like, for example, am I aiming to write this story to kids, adults, teens, young adults, etc.? Which category do we fit here? Let's break this down. So, if you're aiming for kids 6 and under, or toddlers, or alike, then think of yourself as one of those kids. And would you be interested in the type of show you are creating for them? If not, then go back to the drawing board. Think of these kids as more of a Nick Jr. or Disney Jr. type of shows, like Blue's Clues, Paw Patrol, Arthur, etc. Now, the next age group I have is 7 to 9-year-old children. This is a little harder. And the reason I say this is because these kids are a little smarter than you may think. So, the stories you create can't be the same as you would for a toddler. And the same principle applies here. Put yourself in their shoes when you are creating a show for them. These would be shows like Steven Universe, Ben 10, Star vs. Evil, Pokemon, etc. Our next group will be 10 to 12-year-olds, which may find more mature shows to watch like Justice League, Batman Beyond, or Samurai Jack, and others. These kids can handle a little violence in the show and have more action. So, you have to apply the same principle here as well. Is the show you are creating something you would watch as a kid? If not, then try to rethink what you are creating. You see, this is a lot of different age groups. And one of the problems when I see Christians making movies, especially for kids, is they make them super dumbed down to an almost Nick Jr. type level. Yes, it's that bad. Here's some advice. Don't go just making a kids movie and say we will have music and fun for the whole family. It's not that that's bad, but it makes you look like you're trying to reach a younger crowd when that is not your target audience. For example, it would be like me saying we're going to have fun at the church and there will be fun games for the kids and you will be blessed when you get there. But it's nothing like that. It looks like the event was planned the day before without knowing who was coming to the church. Even though I said those things, it does not mean I know the audience I'm reaching. I have a mindset that it will happen a particular way, but in reality, it happens a different way. Now, with that out of the way, what are some ways you can reach your audience? Well, first of all, you've got to know the age group you're aiming at. Otherwise, you may be aiming at too many places. Narrow it down to kids, teens, young adults, and adults. Choose among those categories. And when I mean kids, I mean 7 to 12-year-olds, not 3 to 6-year-olds, which I would consider more of a toddler age group. This should at least help you understand who your audience is. And like I said before, the church should be an interactive community. And if kids or your target audience is too broad, then try something different and think outside the box and get to know them first. Then you'll be able to reach them more. Speaking of kids, I see this a lot of times in Christian cartoons, that they say there will be music and fun for the kids. And I'm not saying it can work, but what I am saying, are you aiming at kids without realizing what kids are into? When you create these things, nobody watches them, and you're scratching your head why. This is the wrong approach. Kids are not as dumb as you make them out to be. So be aware of that. Some cartoons have dark themes, and don't be afraid to tell about those dark themes no matter what age group you're in. Our next category is teens, which might be 13 to 18-year-olds, and will be more into sitcoms like Big Bang Theory, iCarly, etc. In this category, you can't aim at kids or cartoons because they are going through changes and need something to understand those changes. Some like to game. Others like to watch anime cartoons. Others like more real-life stuff like football, baseball, sports team, or they're a gamer, or even dating. The way to approach this group is to see what teens are into. What are they watching on Netflix and other streaming services? Why is that particular show popular? Second, ask around in the group what teens like. What video games do they play? You'll be able to reach them more if you ask questions. Teens can handle a little profanity in these movies, or will watch movies with profanity. And movies like Transformers, Avengers, Iron Man, Batman, Superman, etc. When taking teens to movies like a Lockout or renting a movie, try to find a PG-13 that is somewhat clean. Because mistakes churches do for teens is they aim for movies that are PG and more geared towards kids rather than teens themselves. While I know it is hard to find something like this, just ask around and do the best decision you can make, and they will appreciate it because you know the audience you're trying to reach. You can also do mission movies like Into the Spirit, Saving God, Left Behind, etc. because these movies contain violence. They get Christian principles without being too cheesy. Young adults are ages 20 to 30, which can handle more mature topics. These people that watches Family Guy, Simpsons, The Burger House, Bob's Burger, and sitcoms or other movies. In this group, you aim to be more mature and talk about more mature subject matters. As they go through college and think about their career, ask around. The same principle applies here as well. Do I need to explain adult movies? Watch pretty much anything, including adult movies, beyond the R-rated norm. Second, if you're aiming at kids, teens, young adults, or adults, you need to know what they're into. This is important to know who your audience is. Ask questions like what shows are they watching and what video games are they playing, any creations they may have, and show genuine interest in them. Not just nod your head as if you don't care about them. Now, once you know your audience and the target group you have and what they like, your job is not to create a copy of a popular TV show or video game. No, what you should do with that information is try to understand why it's popular. Why are they into it? Then create your own unique spin on it. Before you go, I want to share with you how you can share this video with your friends and family. Down below, to your right, there is a button called Share. Click that button, copy the full link, and share that link on your favorite social media platforms. To your left, there is a subscribe button. Consider subscribing, and if you do, click the all button, and you will be notified when I upload new videos. And join me next time when we will be discussing what software to use. And if you'd like to learn more about Christianity and creativity, click the playlist on the left. Or if you'd like to learn more about the church, click the playlist on the right. And never forget, Animated Christians is just for you.